Michael Gomez, and I'm a real estate broker and an investor here in Nashville, Tennessee.
And I'm Seth Mosley, Grammy Award-winning songwriter and real estate investor.
We host a monthly meetup in Middle Tennessee for anyone who wants to build passive income, not only for retirement, but for today.
On the first Wednesday of every month, we bring in an expert from every area of investing to help you with things like finding deals, getting your financing locked in, asset protection, every kind of investing, so much more.
Our videos are all about delivering that content to you.
Go to musicandmoneyig.com for more info on our free monthly events. Hit subscribe on the page so you don't miss any awesome content, and hit that like button if you like it.
Don't let all the flair of my jacket distract you.
Here's the content.
Keep your operating systems up to date. I don't honestly know what that means. My operating system says it needs to update. Let's talk about our phones, right? Our phone needs to be updated. You see that, you ignore it. Then you talk to somebody who says, oh my God, I just updated my phone and it's going so slow. And so what do? I'm not updating my phone. Let's think about that. Security takes longer, right? Remember the TSA? Do you remember going to the airport when we didn't have the TSA? Except we could die in the plane. There's that, right? So now we all accept going to the airport, it takes a little longer, and we're all more secure on that plane. Update your operating systems, people. You got 2 seconds. Just let it go. Security takes longer. Check your social media privacy settings. Hide your own NPI. Enable the firewall on your computer. If you do not know whether your firewall is enabled, get a guy. Encrypt your laptop. If you have NPI, and we'll talk about NPI in just 1 second. If you have non-public personal information on your computer of your own or of someone else's, and I promise you do, encrypt your laptop, lock up the key. What that means is, if my laptop is encrypted, so if I lose my laptop, and you find it or you steal it, everything on it is completely worthless to you. You can wipe the hard drive and use it again unless you have my password. So if I encrypt my laptop and tape the password to my computer, you're gold, right? So I want you to encrypt your laptop. Don't tape your password to your computer. Lock up your password, because if you ever forget your password, your laptop is also toast for you. Super important thing to do if you are a realtor, if you are a small business owner, if you have your client's NPI on your laptop and you lose it, it is a security breach. You're going to have to contact the FBI, the state attorney general. You're going to have to contact your insurance company. You're going to have to contact all of your clients. If your laptop is encrypted and the password's not taped to it, it's not a security breach. Encrypt your laptop. Check your email settings. A couple of nights ago, I was updating this presentation because the line is always moving, and I can't teach you 6-month-old information. I have to teach you this week information. Email settings can be changed by hackers. A hacker that gets into your computer can change your email settings to auto-forward some, not all, of your emails. They don't want all your emails. They don't want your grocery list, but they would love to have emails that have keywords in them, like wiring instructions or real estate or closing, because those emails are attached to money moving through cyberspace. Oh, there's more. Avoid NPI in emails. Remember that, and I'm going to teach you what NPI is in a minute. Don't hold NPI in an email. Who in here, possibly me, uses their email as a data storage file, right? Yeah. Thank you for admitting that. Don't do that. Once 1 in 3 emails has been hacked. What that means is, if they've hacked your email, they can go all the way through all your emails. We got to find other places to store our information. And we got to decide we don't need to store this information. It's dangerous to have. Don't forget your phone and your tablet. Be aware of downloads. Ever handed your phone or your tablet to a child and let them download a free game? Well, the FBI says there is no such thing as a free game. It's full of malware. The hackers are using our children's games as mules to bring the malware in. So let's talk about what non-public private information is. It is what an identity thief needs to steal your identity. Once they've got your identity, they can get into your bank account. They can get a hold of your credit cards. They can open credit cards in your name and ruin your credit. It is your name, and the address is handy but not required. Your name and your address, coupled with one other thing. One thing. Your date of birth. If someone has your name and your date of birth, they can steal your identity. Your social security number. Your driver's license number. Any financial account number. Just one. They don't need all of these things. They need your name and one of those things. Do not put those things in an email together. If you have to email this information, break it apart. Call me with one of them and send me the other. It's together. It's your name with them. See? Now that you know that, you'll never put them together. These are things where we have NPI in them. And Eric, an insurance application. I could add an insurance application to this, a loan application, a tenant application, tax returns. Are we emailing these? One has everything the identity thief needs. And remember, 1 in 3 emails are hacked. So let's talk about unsolicited emails. I get about, 3 to 10 unsolicited emails a day. I don't know the person emailing me. I wasn't expecting that person to email me. I'm in the real estate business. I'm a title attorney. So I get an email from what looks like a realtor. And it says, here's a contract enclosed. We wrote a contract this weekend. It's Monday. Here's a contract. And it looks like a PDF. Click on it, and I want to start using your company. Well, I'm thrilled about that. If somebody sent you something like that, Eric, you'd love that, right? I'm going to click on it. I want to click on it. I want a contract. That's what I do. That's how I make money. But it was an unsolicited email. I don't know this realtor. This realtor didn't call me and ask me any questions. Is it really a PDF? That little picture that tells me Acrobat Reader doesn't necessarily promise that that's a PDF. If I click on an unsolicited email, I am likely picking up one of those viruses that we just looked at in the norsecorp.com website. It's guaranteed. It's probably a 98% chance. The more you want to click on it, the more likely the sense of urgency in the email, the excitement, if you feel excited, like, ooh, yeah, the less you should click on it. Does that make sense? If you really, 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 really want to click on it, I don't want you to. So I'm going to tell you one war story. 3 years ago, I have gotten my second screen. I'm super excited. I'm so tech. And I'm going to the American Land Title Association website. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm not sure what happened next. I clicked on something else. And suddenly, both of my screens have the most disgusting and embarrassing porn on them that you can imagine. And the speakers turn on. And the speakers are saying, warning, all of your sensitive, private information, including your bank accounts and credit card numbers, are being disseminated on the internet. And the porn is there, and the speakers are going, and there's a big red box blinking in the center of the porn. Well, I've got 14 staff, and I'm the boss. Well, you know, once that warning speaker came on, everyone jumped up and started running toward my computers. You know what I want to do? My stomach is hurting. My heart is pounding. And I want to click on that red flashing box because it says, click here to stop it. I want to click. Do you want to click on it with me? No. I had to physically push away while still shaking and sweating and call my IT department and just let it go. Don't unplug it. Don't do anything. You can the one thing you can do is reach down and disconnect from the internet. I'll let you do that. But beyond that, don't click on anything. 2.5 hours later, my IT department said I was clean. It was the next click. It was the red flashing box that if I'd clicked on that would have infected my computer. So what I need you to do, what I do to inoculate myself is I teach this class to you all. Because every time I remind you, I remind myself. But for you guys, I want you to do this. When you go to your car today, when you park at the mall later, when you're headed into the office, I want you to take a step and I want you to say, call, don't click. Call, don't click, okay? Call, don't click. Because I want you to pick up the phone and call anybody. Don't click. There it is. I asked these guys to give me a song, and they were like, "That we can't work with that." Don't be socially engineered. Don't answer surveys at all. Don't answer surveys on the phone. Don't answer surveys on social websites. Don't tell them whether you like the broccoli tops or the broccoli stems. Don't tell them what street you lived on in the first grade or your favorite pet's name. Guess what those things are? Things you use for passwords. After I learned this, the next time I got a phone call, I said, I am so sorry because I'm Southern. This person's probably a hacker, a thief. But I can't be nice. I can't be rude to him. I said, I am so sorry, but I've gotten a new job, and my boss says I'll get fired if I answer any social surveys. Bye-bye. Be safe. You don't have to be rude. Let's talk about wiring funds. I'm in the real estate business, and many of you are real estate investors. What we do in a real estate transaction is we take an asset that's a home or a building, right? We can see it. We're in one right now. And we liquefy it. We liquefy it into money, and then we send it through cyberspace, and we hope that in its liquid form, it finds another house or building to take its new shape. That's what we're doing. What I'm doing at Homeland Title and and title professionals all across the country are doing is trying to protect that money between the first location and the second in its liquid form in cyberspace. Remember, those emails can be postcards. So Darth Vader sends an email to Yoda saying, these are my wiring instructions. Yoda owes Vader money. But the stormtroopers snatch that email, that postcard, in cyberspace and change some of the numbers to their own account. Yoda gets the email from Darth Vader. If he goes to the bank and queues up the wire using the stormtrooper numbers, the stormtroopers are going to get the money. Who wants to ask me if the bank will cover that loss? They will not. The bank did exactly what Yoda asked them to do. That's what banks do. If Yoda had called, if he'd made one outbound call to Vader, Vader would have said, read me those wiring instructions that you got from the stormtroopers. I did send you the wiring instructions. Yeah, I sent them. But let's go over the numbers. If Yoda reads the numbers to Vader, and Vader says, those aren't my numbers, they're out. One outbound call. So they do sell, and Eric was glad to sell you a cyber crime policy. Is that what it's called? Identity, fraud, and theft protection, Eric? Data breach insurance. They sell it. But my policy says that they'll only cover the loss if I make one outbound call before I take the action. What does that tell you? They're never going to pay a loss if Yoda picks up the phone and calls Vader. That's it. That's the secret sauce. Call. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, people. The stormtroopers are smart. They put their phone number in the adulterated wiring instructions. If Yoda uses the phone number in the wiring instruction email, the outbound call will be answered by someone who tricks Yoda. So he's got to use a different source to get his phone number. He's already got Vader programmed in his phone. Don't use the wiring instruction phone number. Use an independent source. Use a website. Use your realtor. Get the phone number some other way, not from the wiring instructions. Educate your clients, your small business owners. If you're a realtor, educate buyers and sellers. The Tennessee Association Real Estate contract is 10 pages long. The last page has a paragraph that's in all caps and bold. And it says, wiring scams and schemes are becoming more and more sophisticated. Never wire funds without placing a phone call to confirm the wiring instructions. We covered this. Think about the internet. Think about where you're going, how you're getting there, and where you are. Your internet connection. You've got an internet connection at home. You've got a data package on your phone. You're at a hotel. You're here on the wireless connection. That's your connectivity. That's the road you're driving on in my non-IT vocabulary. Look for the connection pictures. Look up and we get so busy. Things are moving so fast, right? Look up in that connection line on that URL bar. Is that what it's called? URL bar? Do you have a green lock? Do you have a caution orange exclamation point? Or do you have some that are down here saying, what are you doing here? Are you looking? That's the road you're on. Then, once you get to a site, the site also has pictures. You've arrived at the building. How safe is this building? Websites, my website, could contain malware. You've met me, you know me, I'm a good guy. Come to my website. If I'm not securing my website, a hacker could have infected it, so when you visit me, you've got my infection. So you're looking for the green lock and the grit. So there's the connection and the lock. Look for green. It changes all the time. Are we looking up in that bar? Or are you looking down at the pretty pictures of the website that you've arrived at? This one's not safe. If you hover over the picture, if you click on that, it'll show you how concerned your internet provider is about this site. NorseCorp.com, that was the malware site that we just looked at. It's not asking me for any non-public personal information. It doesn't require a high level of security. If you go to Belk.com or Kohl's.com, if you're shopping and you're clicking through pictures of sweaters and shoes and socks and underwear, it's probably going to look like that. It's going to go faster so you can move through and find the shoes you want. Once you click over to put in your credit card information to buy it, go back up and look to make sure you've got a green connection and a green padlock on the site. If it's not there, find someplace else to buy your shoes. We're going to start practicing good password hygiene. I'm about to hit real close to home. It's getting real up in here, okay? You've heard you need to change your passwords every 90 days, right? You're not doing it. Go ahead. Shake your head. Not doing it. I got too many passwords. Everything needs a password. Just pick my favorite password. I use it all the time. Life's too hard. Can't do this. Is your password pitiful or strong? Where's it stored? Do you have a Word document on your computer called passwords? If a hacker gets in to your computer, do you know where he's going to go first? He's going to go to your Word document marked passwords. Come on. I want you to have strong passwords. I want you to think about where you're storing them. I want you to change them every 90 days. And I want you to use two-factor authentication, and we're going to talk about all of that. Because I've heard that, but I didn't know what it meant. I'm not an IT person. These are pitiful passwords, or what I like to call, please hack me now. Are you going to be the low-hanging fruit? None of us can protect everything, but a hacker wants easy. If my house and your house are in the same neighborhood and you left your doors unlocked last night and I locked my doors, they're going to go to your house. They could still get in my house, let's face it. But I'm not going to make it easy for them. These take seconds to hack. Literally, seconds. So here's the test. Today, this is your first homework assignment. Get out an old-fashioned pen and write this down. I want you to hand your phone to someone under the age of 25 who knows you. I want you to hand your phone to someone else and say, of course it's password protected, right? Right? Your phone is password protected when you hand it to someone else. Say, get into my phone. And then look at your watch. It's less than 5 minutes. After they get into your phone, ask them to go to your Facebook account and see how long it takes them to guess that password. I mean, if it's your name and your date of birth, you are toast. And then you got to change your passwords. Bad password placement. Come on. Tape to your monitor? I got 14 staff. I teach this class today. If I walk through my office, somebody's taped it under the keyboard like that's clever. Or on the monitor. Stored in your device in a Word document. Stored in a password app. If you don't have a Word document called passwords and you've got a password app, guess where they're going? Ooh, guess who created that password app and offered it to you for free? I know you're all thinking right now that you're going to invite me to your Christmas party, right? Use a powerful password. You guys have, I'm so excited, you have old-fashioned pens and paper in front of you. So we're going to play this game right now. We're going to start using powerful passwords. We're going to do it. You've been told to do it. You're not doing it. So we're going to do it right now. Everybody pick up a pen. Put your phones down. I want 10 to 12 characters. I want an uppercase, a lowercase, a number, and a special character. And I've just lost you. That is too hard. But I want one more thing. I don't want the English language, because hackers have an actual English language dictionary. So we can't use English language words either. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this fun. You brush your teeth every day, right? You lock your car. You lock your house. This is going to be part of your daily hygiene, and it doesn't have to be miserable. So I want you to think of something that makes you smile. Who's a car guy? Got a car guy in here? I've always got a car guy. Oh, come on. I got a car guy. Cars, Ferraris, Porsches, Lamborghinis. That's your theme. Somebody else might like flowers. Somebody else could collect, I don't know, they like zoo animals. Animals. What do you like? What makes you smile? Cars make you smile. Everybody got a favorite number? Think of your favorite number. Okay, and now think about those special characters. The asterisk, the hashtag, the exclamation point. I really like the exclamation point. The little @ thing, I like him. I like the ampersand. I kind of like them all. Let's face it. You got a favorite character, a favorite number, and a theme. You with me? Now, one way to do this is to use your character. Write your character down. Write your favorite number down. So let's say exclamation point. Really original. Brad, give me a favorite number. 77. And what kind of car are we going to use? Ferrari. Exclamation point, 77, Ferrari. 77, exclamation point. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's about to get cooler up in here, okay? So we're picking a theme that's got a lot of variety to combat overusing one password. Sports teams. Old Smoky, go Vols, hello. Anchor down. Those are not English language words, but you could remember those, right? They're too short. 8 used to be the minimum. The FBI says that's not enough. You got to go to 10 or 12. That's not exactly what I want, but you get the idea. I want special character, favorite number, some Lamborghini, Ferrari, Volkswagen, Beetle, whatever it works, whatever works for you, sports teams. Then I want 77, and I want an exclamation point at the end. And then I want you to have a book, because the best place to keep a password is in your head. Are you going to do that? How many passwords have we got now? 100? 120? Too many. The next best place to keep a password is written on paper and locked in a cabinet. But let's face it, if we write it on paper and we lock it in a cabinet and we go to our computer, we're like, oh, where's the locked cabinet? Where's the paper? I'll just change my password back to that favorite one. That's not going to work, okay? So what I want is a combination of this. I want you to get a book. I want you to get a journal. And on every page, one page is going to say Facebook, and one page is going to say Amazon, and one page is going to be your industry-specific software or your server or your email. And on every page, you're going to write the middle thing, the Ferrari, the Beetle, the Lamborghini. You're not going to ever write down the exclamation point, the 77, or the exclamation point. So if somebody finds your password book, they don't know your passwords. They think they know your passwords. It looks like a password book, but there's something on the beginning and something at the end that they don't know, and you've not written that down anywhere. So you've got something in your head and something written down, and you've got your password book with you all the time so you can use it. Can we do that? Can we pick things that make us smile? We have an account. We have I'm not going to tell you what it is because that would be unsafe. We have something at work, and I used I love my job. Everyone in my company has to type in I love my job. That makes me smile. Find things that make you smile. Okay, let's talk about why I want you to change your passwords. So Scott Augenbaum is the retired FBI agent that's here. Have some of you heard him speak? Okay. Here in Middle Tennessee, he's retired, and now he's a national speaker on cybercrime. He and I have fought for airtime on a stage before. This is my version of what Scott Avatar looks like, Mr. Incredible. He's out fighting crime too. He tells us that from the initial breach, once the hacker gets into your phone, your computer, or your laptop, or your email, it will be on average 205 days before the breach is detected. So, let's imagine that instead of your computer, the breacher is in your house. Let's imagine that Darth Vader has gotten into your house, and he's gone into the closet and he's sat down. And every night when you go to sleep, he comes out of the closet and he walks around in your house. And he says, oh, what's this? I'm going to look around here. Oh, what's that? I'm going to go, oh, does this say passwords on it? Every morning before you wake up, he gets back in the closet. And he does that for 205 days. If you are changing your passwords, it's like you keep locking the interior doors of your house. You've locked your bedroom and the kitchen. You've locked the living room and the bonus room. So every night when he comes out, there are places he got to him last night, but he can't get to him tonight. You're slowing him down. The slower he goes, the more likely he is to move from my house to her house, where she doesn't have any locks at all. She doesn't have any locks outside or inside. I'm a problem. I'm a pain. I'm not the low-hanging fruit. The other thing I'm doing is I'm giving my malware, my antivirus software, a chance to catch him. The more you're changing your passwords, the more you're continually locking the doors. The other reason you want to lock the doors is because we've all seen the news. Target got hacked. Redbox got hacked. Yeah, the office of the OMB got hacked. Our federal government got hacked. The FBI got hacked. Walgreens got hacked. Awesome. If you've used a password at Walgreens or at Redbox, the hacker that hacked Redbox now has your one and only favorite password. Here's what you did. Your username is your email address, right? And your one and only password is in the Redbox. And that hacker puts your username and your password in a really cool program they've created, and they run it across 1,000 popular websites like Amazon, SunTrust, Wells Fargo. And when they get matches, they've got you. Now they're in. The more often and the more passwords you have, the less likely a hacker at Target or Redbox gets a hold of you. 67% of the people that get breached, more than 205 days later, learn about the breach from a third party. Someone calling you to say, hey, I think you've been hacked. Worse yet, the FBI or the Secret Service. Two-factor authentication. Know what that is? You got to have two things. I need my computer and I need my phone. So I go to a website. I go to the SunTrust website. I type in my username and my password. I've told SunTrust I want two-factor authentication. They offer it to me for free. Every financial institution offers it to you for free. Are you taking advantage of it? The next thing that happens after I put my username and password that are not like my other usernames and passwords, I get a text message. The text message is a code. I put the code in, and now I'm in my bank account. Scott Augenbaum, my boyfriend at the FBI, sorry, honey. Scott Augenbaum tells me that 92% of all the breaches he has ever investigated in the $100 million in losses would have been prevented by strong passwords and good password placement. The other 8% would have been prevented by two-factor authentication. You're up at 99.9% not going to get hacked if you've got strong passwords and two-factor authentication. Now, when we learned about two-factor authentication, I am married. My husband refers to me as a title rock star. I refer to him as Captain Safety. I'm married to Captain Safety. And he said, two-factor authentication, this is the greatest thing in the world. And he put it on everything. And the first time that he wanted to get into a website and his phone, the phone battery at the end of the day was dead, he couldn't get in. He put it on everything. So I don't want you to put it on everything. I want you to put it on mission-critical apps. And I want you to think about what's critical. And then I'm going to tell you what mission-critical apps are. Your email is mission-critical. If you have a Gmail account, go into your settings. While you're there, change your password. Google will tell you the last time you changed your password. Look at the date, and then feel the shame. Sit in it for just a moment and say, never again will Google's settings shame me. Your social media platforms, there are companies in other parts of the world whose sole job it is to mine our social media platforms for data about us. Your cloud-based storage, if you have that, your backups, and your banking and financial sites. That's where I want two-factor authentication. Just those. So, we're going to have good password hygiene. Good, strong passwords, right? Everybody here is going to help me fight crime. We're going to store them securely, partly in our head, because that's not on the internet, and partly in our book. We're going to change them every 90 days. So in my book, I have Amazon across the top. I have my username and my password, and the last column is the date I last changed it. Then I mark through that password, put the new date, and put my new part of my password. So I'm never reusing a password because I'm keeping a log of what I've used before. And I want two-factor authentication on mission-critical apps. And before, when I said that, you're like, what is she talking about? And now you totally know. You're ready. How do I protect my phone? These are things you do not do. You do not leave unpatched vulnerabilities. That means you update your operating system. You do not take network data security off so that your phone will go faster. You accept that you've got to go through the TSA. You do not leave your phone always on. I'm guilty of this. I plug it in at night, but I don't necessarily turn it off. The hacker's day is our night. They're more active while we're asleep. Turn off auto Wi-Fi detect. Somebody told me yesterday that iPhones turn it on every day. So every day you have to turn it off if you have an iPhone. And then think about how little things are. So I want you to really think about those postcard emails, right? So I have a person in my company and her last name is Lovvorn, Lovvorn. 2 V's on a phone looks like a W. So if someone can spoof her email and use Lowworn, and it's 6:30 in the morning and I'm drinking coffee and I'm still in my pajamas and I check my email, if I think it's from my staff and I click on it because it was so little, I'm hacked. So I want you to think about the advantage that a hacker has when it's shrunk or when you don't have your glasses on and you're looking at it tiny. If you're not sure, pull it up on the big screen. Do not jailbreak your phone. Is that still a thing? Are we still jailbreaking phones? Are our children jailbreaking phones? Don't allow that. Don't allow children to download free games. Not on a phone you work on. Disable the auto Wi-Fi detection. Keep apps updated. When's the last time you went into that place on your phone that updates and it says you have 19 apps that need to be updated? That needs to be a part of your regular hygiene. Put a password on your home screen. Please put a password on your home screen. 4-digit passwords take 17 hours to hack. 6-digit passwords take 10 times that long. They can still be hacked, but it's going to take 170 hours. If I'm a hacker and I start running it I start my program, my hour-long program on Yoda and the Stormtroopers and Darth Vader, and I'm in here in 2 hours, and I'm in here in 12 hours, I've got them. I'm still interested. If we've gone 36 hours and I'm not in his, I've lost interest in him. Biologic passwords, those thumbprints, a couple of years ago they were kind of a pain. They didn't work very well. They're working great now. Check on that. They're the strongest. Spend some money. Purchase some antivirus software. And if I've taught you anything, what do you know about free antivirus software? Come on, right? Free antivirus software is filled with viruses. If that wasn't obvious enough, don't get free antivirus software. Spend some money. Make sure you turn on auto scan. Make sure it's updated. And if you go by Trend Micro, the Semantic Endpoint and Trend Micro are two antivirus software providers that the FBI says are good. If you go by Trend Micro, and you know you've got the auto scan on, and one day you have a pop-up that says Norton McAfee wants to update your antivirus software, are you going to click on that pop-up? Thank you, because you're so smart. Big Dog's Computer Services in Spring Hill, these are some local guys that are great people, and they will help one guy with one computer. There's lots of IT companies that want you to have a minimum of 25 computers. But if you're one person with one laptop, one computer, one phone, get a guy. These are some places that will help you. Encrypting my laptop, I went to Simply Mac. And I said, I don't know how to encrypt my laptop. And I Googled it, but I'm afraid what I Googled might be telling me how to get myself hacked. You can get really paranoid, right? Hang out with me for a little while. So they did it in a few seconds, and it cost $50. But it's forever. As long as I have that laptop, it's encrypted. So what victims should do, if you become or believe you are a victim, first, use your guy. Go there and say, hey, I think I'm infected. Can you clean my hard drive? If you really believe, if you've had a loss, these are some places. The FBI has the Internet Crime Complaint Center. It's ic3.gov. You go there and you can find scams that other people have uploaded. You can put your own scam in. The FBI may or may not investigate your particular crime, but they aggregate them and provide us with information. If they investigate your crime or your loss, they will tell you they are investigating as a historical case. It's interesting to them. It's already happened. It's over. The money's gone. They're not going to get it back. Now, I say that to really scare you. But the truth is, hours count. If you think you've wired money to the wrong location, shame on you because you didn't pick up the phone. But after that, in the first 4 hours, we've got a chance to get the money back. 24 hours, we got about a 10% chance. 48 hours, we got no chance at all. So the minute you believe you've been hacked or you've lost money or you know somebody who's lost money, spring into action. Start making phone calls. Call your bank. The other thing you can do is call your bank today and say, what if this happened to me? Who would I call? And then put that number in your phone. So in the moment that you're panicked, you have the number already. NAR, the National Association of Realtors, is really fighting this real estate industry crime. They've hired a lawyer, Jessica Edgerton, who wants to know about a real estate crime because she wants to educate everyone in the nation. All we can do, you saw that norsecorp.com, all we can do is arm ourselves, and each one of us are going to fight this crime. Also, the state attorney general, if you are a small business, the state attorney general in Tennessee requires that you report a data breach, and that includes the loss of an unencrypted laptop if your client's information is on there, the loss of a phone if it doesn't have a password and it's not encrypted. If you want more of this same kind of fun that I have dished out today, you can like Homeland Title on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And we put this new stuff, whatever I learned this week, next month, we put this stuff on our Facebook page. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Laura. And my name is Allison Hoadley. I'm curious about the safety of the fingerprint passwords on some of the newer phones. And do you have any recommendations about that? Or do you have any idea of how secure they are?
So what I can only quote my boyfriend Scott Augenbaum, who says biologic passwords are safer than passwords. 1 in 50,000 chance, according to Apple, that you'll get hacked if you have a biologic password. More secure. So credentials, when the IT world talks about credentials, they talk about something you have, something you know, something you are. Something you have is your driver's license or a password. Something you know would be a password. And something you are would be your retina or your fingerprint. So credentials are something you have, something you know, something you are. Something you are is a whole lot harder to hack than something you have or something you know. Any other questions?
I was going to make a statement.
Go for it.
So what I would suggest is contacting your local insurance agent for one. A lot of companies now offer identity theft and fraud reimbursement on your homeowner's policy. If you have a business, you also want to make sure you have cyber protection liability coverage if you have any type of LLC or business, just to make sure you understand that. But most companies offer $25,000 in identity theft and fraud reimbursement coverage. The company that I represent, Erie Insurance, they use Cyberscout, which is a third-party provider to help the business through the process of protecting their clients, their identity, getting their funds back. Also, there's reimbursement for up to $1 million if you have cyber protection on your business.
That's a great idea. So not just get a number for your bank to start the process of recalling that wire if you think you've had a loss. Also put the number of your insurance agent in your phone, because they'll swing into action as well. That's what you're saying, right? Swing into action.
So when you have clients sending, earnest money check copy, or the title company sends it, and when they're, using a PDF editor to mask part of an account number, or fuzz it up or put a block, does that do any? I think of a hacker, seems like it's just a quick layer that can pop off.
Okay, so
is it really? Yeah. Or,
thank you for bringing that up. So if this is my check, and I need to send the earnest money check to the other side to prove to them that there is earnest money. They don't need, that earnest money check has my name, my address, the bank I actually bank at where my money is, my bank account number, and it has a bonus, it has my signature. So if you have to send it, I don't know that I would use the PDF editor, because I don't know enough about IT to know whether that's okay. But I know a sticky note is awesome. Okay? So I want you to take a sticky note, and before you copy it, scan the check, I want you to cover all of the account number and most of the signature. The person receiving that gets it. There really is an earnest money check, and they don't need the account number, and they don't need most of my signature. Evaluate your partners and their level of safety and how open their eyes are. Evaluate your bank. We moved banks. I have a bank that would not put the security that I want on my escrow account, and it was a Herculean effort. But we moved banks because they wouldn't do it. So evaluate your lender partners and your title partners and your insurance partners for their level of safety and security. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for learning with us today on the show.
We would love to meet you at one of our free monthly meetups in Middle Tennessee.
Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing on this channel.
Check out another awesome investing video here.